I was living in an old house on the outskirts of town with my family. The house had been abandoned for years, and we were excited to finally make it our own. We didn't pay much attention to the rumors of it being haunted. After all, it was a great deal, and we had always been fascinated by the supernatural. However, strange things began to happen soon after we moved in. It started with a feeling of unease that we couldn't shake off. We would hear strange noises, footsteps coming from empty hallways, and doors opening and closing on their own. I dismissed it as just my imagination at first, but it became harder to ignore as the days went by. Then one night I saw it. A ghostly figure was standing at the foot of my bed, staring right at me. I couldn't move, couldn't scream. I was paralyzed with fear. The figure was hazy and indistinct, but I could feel its presence all around me. After that night, things only got worse. My family and I would hear moaning sounds coming from the walls, and objects would move on their own. We would feel cold breezes even when all the windows were shut. We started to feel like we were being watched all the time. One particularly eerie incident occurred when I was home alone. I heard a sound coming from the basement. It sounded like someone was dragging their feet across the floor. I tried to ignore it, but the sound grew louder and closer. Suddenly, the basement door flew open and I heard a blood-curdling scream. I ran out of the house as fast as I could and didn't come back until my family arrived. We decided to seek help from a team of paranormal investigators, hoping they could shed some light on the situation. They confirmed our worst fears. The house was indeed haunted. They performed a cleansing ritual, but it only seemed to make things worse. The haunting grew stronger, and we felt like we were losing our minds. One night, I woke up to find myself being strangled by an unseen force. I struggled to breathe, and I could feel my life slipping away. My family heard my screams and managed to pull me free, but the experience left me traumatized. We started to notice strange bruises and marks on our bodies, and we knew that something was very wrong. We couldn't take it anymore. We had to leave the house, leaving behind all of our belongings. We never returned, and the house remained abandoned. To this day, I can still feel the ghostly presence that once haunted us. It's a feeling that I will never forget. The thought of that malevolent force still lingering in that house fills me with dread. I hope that no one else has to go through what we did.